right. Hey, everybody. This is Denise Reed. Welcome to A Point of View. And my view is a happy one. I want to take you along on the ride as we explore let's see if I can get it right here on the screen, 52 Lists for Happiness by Moorea Seal. There's a link in not the comments, but the description for the video if you'd like to go out and get this beautiful journal for yourself, or you can just explore my weekly video / podcast on happiness with Moorea Seal's book and my own adventures in creating my own 52 lists. I thought it would be fun to share just the whole experience around happiness, because we definitely need more of it in the world. Just saying. It's a little bit on the crazy side, and I refuse to participate in the insanity. I'm going to go out and spread joy and happiness wherever I possibly can. And hopefully I can drag a few people along with me, and we can shift the world with happiness. So we are on to list 11. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So this week it is list 11. What made you happy as a child? I love this, and I try to just explore with a beginner's mind or a childlike perspective on all the responsibilities that I have of my own, running my business here at the Concierge Office Suites, and family full of people. And, sometimes it gets to be a little much, and you have to take a step back, do a deep breath, and go, what the heck? You can't keep being so serious. Look at the irony and the humor of the insanity that's around you and just keep it moving. And I choose to keep it moving with a little bit of happiness. So I thought it would be fun to share a few of the things that made me happy as a child, and maybe it might spark your imagination to go back and revisit some happy times that you also experienced as a child. And I hope you enjoy my lists and that you go, wow, I hadn't thought about that in a while. And you have all these memories tucked back in a drawer when you've been around and been responsible for your own kids, your own life, trying to eke out a living and do the best you can with what you got. So here we go. I'm going to say that the world is a wonderful place, and I am happy to be in it until I'm not. So here we go. What did you do as a child that you might consider doing again? And here are a few things on my list. I loved, still do, making Christmas cookies, and not just making them by myself, but inviting or being with my mom to be able to do that. She is no longer able to stand for a prolonged period of time in her kitchen, and maybe I need to put on my thinking cap to explore what I could do that she and I could make Christmas cookies again. And maybe we decorate them in her apartment at her assisted living community, and I bring them home and bake them at the house or something. I'm going to have to think about that, because I loved doing that with my mother. Every Christmas, it was kind of a ritual with us to be able to do that and share that creativity together, along with my sister. So maybe we'll make it a girls' day at my mom's so she can participate. When I was a young child, we lived on a farm together with my dad, And we had a creek on our property, and it was cold until we had a few 100-degree days. So we always had to wait and watch the thermometer to make sure that we had multiple days in a row before we got out there and played in the water. Those were good times. Floats, building dams with the rocks in the water so we could back up the water and float around in our own private redneck pool out there in the creek. But it was a lot of fun playing in the water together. I immensely have loved traveling with my family. And after my dad passed away, my mother had a huge adventurous bone in her body. And we would all pile in a vehicle together and head off down the road to Florida or go up to the Northeast and visit my grandmother and uncles. It was a good time. I learned how to read a paper map, not just have Google Maps tell me turn left here, turn right there, and all of that shenanigans. We didn't have cell phones, kids, just saying, if you're watching this episodes. And I loved camping. I still love camping. Now, not where you go out and struggle a whole lot. I don't mind a tent, but I've got to have a comfortable place to sleep. Just saying. And I've got to be out of the rain when it does rain. I loved playing on the swing set and playing in the sandbox. My sister and I created whole universes of different experience and made all kinds of mud pies and got into some mischief. One of the things that I guess never thought I would experience was riding a motorcycle. And so my dad bought us a Honda 50, and my sister and I put on our helmets and we got out there and rode around the yard just like we were a bunch of crazy banshees. We had a good time. We loved riding bicycles and had races around the driveway on a regular basis. It was a good time as a kid. And I wish all of you to experience neighborhood friends and breaking out the yard toys. And it's summertime now, so I hope you get out and enjoy the sunshine. And if you have a neighborhood pool, go out there and make some new friends. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that I loved as a kid, and I can imagine that you have a long list too, if you had a chance to get out and explore the world as a child. So just think about that list and maybe create one of your own. Maybe just take an adult time out for 15 minutes and relive some of the happiness in your childhood and make that list for yourself. Because those creative, fun things that you did with family and friends as a child may spark a new interest for you as an adult. Maybe sharing it with the kids around you, or share it with grown-ups around you. Good grief, there's all kinds of, there's jumpy houses. You may want to, if you're in good shape, rent a jumpy house for you and your friends and have a cookout this summer. If you're grown ups, and break out the water slide and water balloons and just have a blast. It might be time to shake some things up for yourself and do something totally creative, different. Don't be a stick in the mud. Explore all those things that put a smile on your face, because sometimes we darn well need it. I just have loved exploring this journal and the 52 lists, and I keep adding to those lists as memories bubble up for me as I go through periodically, maybe once a month, as I'm generating content for my videocast / podcast here with you and add some more stuff to my list. Moorea Seal has a little blip at the bottom of each one of these lists to help you revisit the things that she's suggesting, like in list 11, what made you happy as a child. And she says, here's a take action point. What is your one thing? You don't have to do them all, but think about the one thing that you're going to bring back from your childhood. Is there anything you used to do as a child that you think you might still enjoy? Pick one thing to try again this week. From rereading a few of your favorite childhood stories to building a pillow fort or kicking a soccer ball around with friends in the park. Pick that one thing that would make a difference for you and bring back some joy from childhood. I think it's wonderful to think about why those things brought you joy and put on your creativity cap and whatever that looks like. It might be physical movement, it might be drawing, it might be writing, it might be creating something, and bring that back to your workplace. Bring that joy into your family life. Explore the opportunities to create some happiness, maybe where there hasn't been some in a while. And good grief, if we lived our whole lives being miserable and lamenting the losses that we've all experienced as we've aged and time has passed, we will continue to be miserable. And I refuse to do that. And I hope that you can find joy in your journey again as you watch these video casts about the 52 lists for happiness and break out your creativity and think about your list 11. What made you happy as a child? And put on that childlike innocence and go back and revisit the things that brought you joy and happiness as a child. I can't wait to see what you share in the comments. If you do, I hope that you will share this podcast with someone and maybe you and a bestie can share that happiness together. And if you would like to support my podcast in the comments, you can buy me a cup of coffee. I would love that. I would be honored. I'm going to share that joy in the journey with my peeps. And thanks for watching. And I hope that you come back again. Have a great day. And if there's anything I could do to help you find joy in your journey, I want to do that. And here at the Concierge Office Suites, we're all about that. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye!